Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Geeks of Wrath. I'm playing Pokemon Go as we record this because, fuck yeah, I'm Symbiote Saiyan.
It's a ground type event, right? And this is endgame.
No, it's a fighting type event, actually.
Fighting type, my bad.
Yeah, there's a lot of Mankeys here. Mankeys
I'm
and
always
Makuhitas.
forgetting with Machoke, Machamp, whatever, that they're not rock type, even they're fucking made of rock.
Are they made of rock? I don't know. I always thought they were just made of a really tough leather, kind of like shark skin.
To me, Machop, or the Machoke is the first one, right?
No, Machop is the first one, Machoke is the second.
Well, Machop looks like he's fucking, like he could be skin, but the other ones, to me, just look like rock.
Fair enough. So before we get started, I did want to kind of reference our previous episode before we talk about our actual topics today, because we do have a couple to go over that are, I like to think, pretty interesting and nerdy. But in the last episode, we talked about where the Evil Dead should go from here, and there's kind of already been an update to that since the last
How
episode.
do I not know this?
I mean, I sit around reading nerdy news at work all day when I'm bored. So, but Fede Alvarez. Remember how I said I wanted?
Fetty?
Is it Fetty? Okay, I didn't know how to pronounce it. It was Spanish. Remember how I said that I would like a sequel to the 2013 film?
Yes.
Well, not too long after the Ash vs. the Evil Dead Star show ended, he put out a Twitter poll saying that he is about to wrap up the Girl in the Spider's Web, whatever film he's working on. It's in the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo series.
Who the fuck cares? That's
right.
what.
And no, I agree. He doesn't have any projects lined up after that, so he put a Twitter poll saying, what does he want folks to have him work on next? Evil Dead 2 or Don't Breathe 2.
Oh God, either. Fucking either.
While either would be good, of course the one that won was Evil Dead 2. Overwhelming results, 70% of the poll. And while that's not exactly set in stone, a Twitter poll is not set in stone, that's what he's going to do. But clearly people are interested in it, and he needs to work on another project. So it seems I may be getting my wish that we mentioned in the last episode. This information dropped yesterday.
I don't count it as wish fulfillment, and here's why. While I very much enjoyed the 2013 film, it was really good. It is a completely different genre. You can compare it to the first Evil Dead, where they were actually trying to be serious, but
which is what I did.
The second one, the one that's canonical, does not take itself seriously.
But
it is a very good movie. The 2013 impressed the shit out of me. I will not consider it a continuation of the series that I love and am sad that has ended, but I will appreciate it as a continuation of a new series that I also like.
That's how I look at it, and that's still what I really do want to see. I like that kind of darker grit. Not that I don't love, I of course love the horror comedy combo, but I'm happy that a sequel may eventually be in the works to the 2013 Evil Dead. But let's get on to the topics at hand. The first one I want to
was that not one of the topics?
No, I just wanted to bring up that something we had all previously talked about already might actually have an answer to it.
Okay.
But no, one of the things I would like to talk about is actually Mega Man, something that's very dear to your heart, something I've recently gotten into, even though Capcom's my favorite company.
Are you talking about the Legacy Collection coming for the PS4?
No, I'm actually talking
about... Or
the
actual new Mega Man?
Neither.
Okay.
So, coming out sometime, I think maybe actually be this month.
You're talking about the fucking cartridges, aren't you?
I'm going to talk about the cartridges. I wanted your opinion on it because I'm sure your and I's opinion differs.
It very much does.
For those of you that do not know, Capcom is releasing Mega Man 2 and Mega Man X. They are re-releasing cartridges for them, a 3,000 issue limited
with
run.
1,000 of them being a limited edition of the limited edition.
Yeah,
blue cartridge.
Yeah, these cool see-through blue cartridges that will be
see-through for the one fucking chip that's in it. Really,
right? They will be released for SNES consoles. I think Mega Man 2 will be released for the NES, and Mega Man X will be released for the SNES. Either way, they're getting actual cartridges to be played on your OG systems if you still have them. We have both here at the Drinking Game Sound Studio. we have both a SNES and a NES, and of course you can definitely emulate any game you want to, which I know is something that a lot of folks are partial to doing. I'm one of those diehard collectors that I like having the nice physical copy, and they're re-releasing not only the disc coming, but not the disc, but the cartridges coming. You're gonna get actual booklets to look through, which is something
Like
that
the manual that came with the original game.
like. Well, from the way they made it sound in the article is that it's going to be different. Like that's what it is a manual for the game, but it's going to be severely updated.
How do you update something that's coming out as for the same system?
Fuck if I know, man.
Just different artwork.
I'm just excited about it, and I figured you wouldn't be, which is kind of why I wanted to talk about it.
I think it's stupid. While it's a neat idea, first off, if a lot of people fall for it, wherever,
Fall for it.
because you can just go and get one of the original cartridges, save up a hair more money. I think the last copy I saw was like $120 for an original cartridge of Mega Man X.
Or you could pay $100 and per chance get the see-through blue edition, man. And
For what fucking reason? It serves no
first of all,
purpose.
you said a copy of Mega Man X was $120. Is you're getting $100 and getting 2 games, man. $100 for 2. That's a 2 for 1
and
sale.
the original Mega Man series is garbage.
I mean, the only games I've played are the Mega Man X ones, so I can't say whether that is true or false. As a Capcom,
Dumb everything down about Mega Man X series. Dumb everything way down. Make the sprites less appealing, and make the gameplay slower. And you have Mega Man.
I've heard there's still some of the hardest games you could possibly play. I don't know. If that's
I think
true
the
or
Mega
not,
Man games are just a lot easier.
than Mega Man X.
Yes.
I mean, I've enjoyed Mega Man X, what we've played on the channel. For those of you that haven't watched our Mega Man X playthroughs, feel free. We haven't done
To
a whole
insult
lot,
us because we didn't finish it.
Yeah, that's true. We did not finish it. But they were hard games. I would not mind. I would love. I'm a physical copy guru. I love owning physical copies. I wouldn't mind owning a physical copy of this. I don't know if I can, at the current stage of my life, financially justify $100. But
no, you can't.
If anyone could give me 2, it would be Capcom. But
that's all I got. Is this is a stupid gimmick, just like the NES Classics and SNES Classics. A fucking gimmick.
See, I don't know. You and I are in disagreement there. I absolutely love.
You can't even put your cartridges in them.
That's true. I do not own a SNES Classic. I'm not saying
You
I
could just get a
want to.
fucking emulator on your computer for free.
Well, and as true as that may be, there are snobs like me out there that, first of all,
if you're truly a snob, then get the original.
Well, the only way, here's where I was going with the snob factor. I do love giving Nintendo money. I know they're not exactly hurting for it, not in the slightest.
They could run another 250 years or something like that.
Yeah, they could.
Yeah.
People were talking about how Nintendo is, going dead compared to Microsoft and Sony and shit, but no, with their current basically bank account, they could run another 250 years without making another single product and still be a fully functional business. But no, I do love giving Nintendo money. I want them to keep this stuff up, and
I want to give Nintendo money for legitimate reasons.
I also, much like most of America nowadays, has a major nostalgia boner, and there's just something about the click you hear.
Well, you need to watch the Member Berries episodes of South Park.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Making fun of nostalgia boners. Realizing that those weren't actually better times.
Look, women make fun of my boners enough. I don't need South Park doing it too.
They don't make fun of your in specific boner. They're not like, yeah, symbiote saying got a wiener.
That's how I feel sometimes.
It just makes fun of people's nostalgia. Because you hear people all the time say that how much better it used to be when they were a kid. No, it wasn't fucking better. You were a kid. You didn't have anything to worry about.
Technologically speaking, I would definitely say it was not better. Not in the slightest. Obviously, everything we have now, I wouldn't.
I mean, if you grew up in like if you were of an impressionable age in fucking like 1944, fuck yeah, things were not better. But goddamn,
I don't know, man. The Civil War, the World War II, it just ended. Freedom for America.
It ended in 1945.
Okay, so World War II was about to end.
I was talking about during it.
Sorry, for some reason I was thinking 1942, but that's when America got involved in World War II, not when it ended.
And 1492 is when Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Can we move on?
we can move on. I'm sure you have a topic that you want to talk about, since clearly you and I held different opinions on Mega Man, which I figured would be the case anyway. So in the comments below, feel free to tell us if you think that...
if you're going to buy it, or you're smart.
and one of us will make fun of you, and one of us will commend you. Um,
All I've really got to talk about today is, and we kind of touched on it last episode as well, is Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm waiting ever patiently and steadily angrier.
That's kind of your
For
MO,
when this
though, is
is-
always angry. Just like, I know, I'm so angry at Kingdom Hearts 3. Well, what aren't you angry
I'm not
about
angry
in
at Kingdom
game?
Hearts 3. I'm angry at Square Enix for shitting out a ton of other games when they could be making one quality one.
I don't know. Life is Strange is pretty damn good.
Life is Strange came out years ago.
Did it really? Well, did
Yeah.
No. I know it came out like 3-4 years ago, but given the time lapse between Kingdom Hearts 2 and Kingdom Hearts 3, they were shitting out games.
Okay, and
as
that
you
wasn't
say.
even Square Enix's main team.
Fair. I'm just saying it was
Kingdom
a good
Hearts
game.
games are Square Enix's main team.
And yet they keep putting out a bunch of shitty Final Fantasies. Sans Final Fantasy 15. I haven't played it, but I've heard it is fantastic.
I have it, and it's good. It's more of a Kingdom Hearts battle system than a Final Fantasy battle system, so that's something.
See, I'm interested to
press
play
X
it
to win.
since... No, I'm interested to play it since you did give it to me, and I still have yet to play it, but I definitely will. It's on my list. There's a lot of games on my list currently, which is funny considering all the games that are on my list keep getting pushed to the wayside for drinking game stuff.
Yeah.
But no, there are games on my list, including Final Fantasy 15. But no, when it comes to Kingdom Hearts 3, there are a couple things that I absolutely need in my life. But since this is your
What's
bread
that?
and butter, I'll let you talk about what you need first.
No, let me berate what you want in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Well, the one thing that I needed in my life, they've already confirmed. The one
Toy
that they've
Story?
announced. No, it's okay. So as much as I love Toy
Star Wars?
Story, believe it or not, no, not Star
Marvel
Wars.
characters.
Believe it or not, no.
What the fuck do you want?
I wanted
Guns?
no, a Tangled level. I wanted a Tangled
the
level.
first world they confirmed.
Yeah, I wanted a Tangled level like no fucking others. People can say all they want about Frozen. Fuck you. Tangled is leaps and bounds better than Frozen, and I want to see Sora and all his glistening colorfulness in a world equally as colorful. Tangled, in my opinion, was the most colorful, and I'm talking about the actual color palette movie that Disney had done since their renaissance in the 90s. And I'm just beyond stoked. So honestly, because we've been given a Tangled level, I'm happy. Now the Star Wars and Marvel stuff they've announced, don't get me wrong, I think it's gonna be great. I like having Tony Stark, Iron Man, as a companion. But boy did I want Tangled. And honestly, I'm really hoping we have Flynn Rider as a partner over Rapunzel, which is probably the route they'll go.
Just hand him a frying pan and go.
Wouldn't it be great though if you had a Keyblade frying pan? Like,
I don't know.
what would the Keyblade for the Tangled world look like?
The Keyblade for the Tangled world? Braided hair.
The Keyblade.
The Keyblade.
The Keyblade.
Wow, we're being racist. Keyblade though.
No, but what about you? Obviously, Kingdom Hearts is your. I would say you're probably your all-time favorite series ever.
It is.
Part of your holy trinity, I would imagine.
It very much is. First and foremost, I just want it to release. It's my biggest
That's
hope
what people
so
have wanted
far.
for the last 13 years.
I want it to fucking come out.
First of all, while we're talking about shitting out other games, they did Dream Drop Distance when they could have done Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm just saying.
Dream Drop Distance was amazing though.
You and I have differing opinions on Dream Drop Distance.
Play the remastered edition on the PS4. Tell me what you think after that.
First of all, I want to make sure I'm thinking the right. Dream Drop Distance was the one for PSP, correct?
No, that was Birth by Sleep.
Sorry, Birth by Sleep
and
was
you're
garbage.
Gonna get a lot of people
Sorry,
hating you
my
for
apologies.
that.
My apologies. Birth by Sleep was garbage. Dream Drop Distance was for the DS, wasn't it?
3DS,
3DS
yes.
specifically, yes. Sorry, Dream
Yo,
Drop
you're
Distance
gonna get a lot
was
of
good.
people hating you for
First saying
Birth by Sleep
was
because
garbage.
it set up the whole storyline for Kingdom Hearts. Made a lot of things make more sense, and then add a lot more questions on top of it.
Like Square Enix is so good at fucking doing. But anyway, what do you want to see from Kingdom Hearts 3, bud?
First off, I think the level I'm most excited for is the Monsters Inc. level.
I didn't know they were adding a Monsters Inc. level.
Yeah, the two I'm kind of most excited for, Monsters Inc. and the Big Hero 6 level.
I didn't know about Big Hero 6, but I'm not surprised at all. I still haven't seen that movie.
It's really
Part
good.
of me wants to.
It's just a lot of Fallout Boy.
Which is funny because their main character looks like Pete Wentz's like bastard child.
That's how he got the role. They actually lined up the music first and then
And
actors
then,
second.
all right, here we go. We need to cast somebody that looks like someone that Pete Wentz would have.
And first
birthed,
off,
but
he needs to be
wouldn't claim.
computer generated.
Much like Pete Wentz and all of his fucking bass playing.
Fair.
We're gonna get even more hate because Fallout fangirls are gonna be like, "Fuck, no, never mind. We're
We
not
have
Fallout
60
fangirls."
We have
aren't
like
listening to
68
us.
subscribers. I don't think we're in that hot with water.
Subscribe to us just so you can hate on us.
I'm very excited to see, because the summons in this are basically the Disney World rides. Or
yeah,
Disneyland, whatever.
I would imagine Disney World because Disneyland is just so Disney World is 4 different parks. And Disneyland is just one of those parks, the Magic Kingdom, but in California. So if they pulled from Disney World, they would have a lot more variety.
'Cause I know they have the teacup. There's a train one.
Those are both in Magic Kingdom and Disney World. Yeah. Oh shit, I don't remember. It's not Tomorrowland. Whatever. Point is, those are both from the Magic Kingdom. Yeah.
I'm very excited for those.
They get to a Haunted Mansion level.
No. At least it hasn't been confirmed, and I don't see it happening. If they do a Haunted Mansion like summon, I'd be cool with that. I'm very excited for the Keyblade transformations. I think that's a great idea. I mean, it's kind of fucking out of nowhere, but it is a really cool idea.
What, the Keyblade transforming into a gun? You mean?
Guns, big ass hammers, shit like that. Yeah.
Oh, I've not seen the big ass hammer.
It's in the trailer for the Toy Story level. But
I wonder if they
looks
actually
good
got
to me.
Tom Hanks and Tim Allen to do it.
I kind of doubt it.
I
could see
don't doubt
Tim Allen doing
yeah,
it.
exactly. I don't doubt Tim Allen at all. Tom Hanks, I do doubt. Yes.
I would not buy the game if Haley Joel Osment was not Sora. I will throw that out there.
Really?
I don't
So
care
that
how
would literally
much.
be a deal breaker for you.
That would be very much a deal breaker for me.
I mean, I can't not. Haley Joel Osment is fantastic in everything he's done, especially Sora. I don't know if it would be a deal breaker for me when it comes to purchasing the game. But I would be severely upset. And also, Jesse McCartney hasn't done anything lately except guest starred in some shitty ass.
I don't remember if Roxas is going to be in this game. I could see him being.
Yeah, I would
in it,
imagine he would.
because I know Lee, or as most people know him, Axel, is going to be in this game.
In the updated
and
graphics, Axel looked great.
Oh yeah, the 2.8 or whatever game that came out that bridges the gap between the two, between Dream Drop Distance and 3.
Was that the one that where
you played as Aqua in the oh shit, I forget the
See, I
World
thought
of
that was
Darkness.
the one where Riku became the Keyblade Master.
That's
or was that
that's just Dream Drop Distance.
Okay, that's Dream Drop Distance.
Um,
Sorry,
I also want to see Sora fucking surpass him, even though he is better.
He as in Riku, or he as
No,
in...
Sora is a better Keyblade wielder.
You said I want to see Sora surpass him, even though he is better. It made it seem like...
Sorry, no. Basically, Sora lost because he's naive, even though he beat the big bad.
But Riku is jaded as fuck. That is not any better than being naive. You need that nice middle ground that neither of them have. I would not give someone
Axel.
jaded.
Or Lee now, I guess, actually.
Did he get his heart back? Is he Lee
Lee.
again? Okay, so he's not going to be Axel in Kingdom Hearts 3.
I'm guessing it'll still be said a couple times.
Fair enough. He still looks the same.
Yeah.
And again, his character design is...
Because your appearance doesn't, for a lot of them, didn't change aside from having more hair.
Fair enough. And yeah, that's...
Except for Sora, when we became Roxas.
But Roxas...
But that's because he was already Ventus.
I was going to say, yeah, Roxas still looked exactly like Ventus, so...
But you didn't know that at the time.
Yeah. No, I was... another thing that I'm very, very excited for with the new Disney movies would be new summons. One thing that will very, very much turn me off.
I think you might honestly be disappointed because I'm pretty sure all the summons are going to be the Disney
So there's not
rights.
going to be any character summons.
I do not believe so.
You know,
no.
I'm honestly okay with that because that means we're not going to get a fucking Olaf summon.
No Olaf summon.
Thank Christ.
Yeah, no. I'm excited to see, very much excited to see what they do with the gummy ship levels, because the gummy ship levels in Kingdom Hearts 2 were fun as shit.
They're probably going to take notes from Nintendo and the recent Star Fox games. Be like, all right, let's do that.
If they do, I'm all for it.
I wouldn't bitch. The Star Fox games are great.
In the first Kingdom Hearts, gummy ship travel was a fucking chore. It was the worst part of that game, aside from the camera
I
angles.
Beat the first Kingdom Hearts because I started, like I said before, I started with the second, and the first one was so boring comparatively.
Yeah. But no, I'm very excited to see how it all folds out. How he beat Xehanort, Ansem, Mansex, whatever he is.
Man, sex. Um, no, I think that Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be great. I think it's going to make a lot of people happy. I honestly have not seen people as stoked for a release of a game since Fallout 4. Because Fallout 4 had all kinds of hype, had people pre-ordering way in advance. And I think that Kingdom Hearts 3 is the first game post Fallout 4 that's generated this much goddamn hype.
No, and I could totally agree with that. Aside from the fact that No Man's Sky was a thing, and people were completely stoked on that.
That's
And
true. No Man's Sky. Okay, I'll put it this way.
first good game.
Kingdom Hearts 3 has the longevity that Fallout 4 had. Honestly, I should say, because I still play Fallout 4 and I frequently enjoy it. But No Man's Sky was a travesty, and we're not going to talk about that.
Let's go into your last topic.
Well,
I think we've talked enough about Kingdom Hearts 3.
my last topic was kind of in the vein of Kingdom Hearts 3 in a sense. I mentioned your Holy Trinity. And for those of you that don't know, a Holy Trinity, as I describe it, is the three nerdy things that make up what is basically your life. My Holy Trinity, think of it as a Triforce. You've got your top, your left, your right. And my Holy Trinity, at the top of the Triforce is obviously Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, the whole Dragon Ball franchise. To my left, we have Resident Evil, and rounding it out, we have Legend of Zelda. So I just want to talk about any things that are in our Holy Trinity that have upcoming news and events that we might be able to squeeze into the last 10 minutes. But also, we already know Kingdom Hearts is your Holy Trinity, and I want to know what your other two are. That's the top of your Holy Trinity. It doesn't just have to be video games, mind you. You can be anything nerdy. That's why Dragon Ball Z is my number one, or Dragon Ball.
Obviously, Kingdom Hearts is the top. Left is probably One Piece, although I have definitely fallen out of the loop after watching 700 episodes in a row. I lost a little bit of steam.
But they do have that game coming out, which is something that looks... Oh, man,
God.
The new One Piece game looks dope. And then you're the right hand of your Holy Trinity?
The right hand? Man. Give me a sec. X-Files.
Is X-Files? We've covered X-Files. We've covered Kingdom Hearts. So we'll talk a little bit about One Piece, a little about Resident Evil, and a little bit about Dragon Ball. Because with Dragon Ball having the new movie coming out, it's something very easy to talk about.
Now it's called Origin of Saiyans, right?
Origin of Saiyans. And
the artwork is fucking phenomenal.
So here's the thing. For a lot of purists that grew up on Z, the artwork for Super was a little underwhelming to them, which I can understand, but by the same token, I loved the artwork.
But this new one mixes them,
exactly.
doesn't it?
The new artwork for the Origin of the Saiyans trailer looks like a cross between Super and Z. And I was reading some footnotes recently, so some notes about the movie, and apparently Akira Toriyama, while he did character designs, he's not the one animating it, but he specifically stated, I want a head animator that can animate people from a frontal view instead of a side view. And after reading that, I rewatched the trailer, and I realized almost all you see of Goku is frontal view, and it makes a big difference about how you view the character as if they were looking at you.
Way more two-dimensional.
He's moving in a different way. The artwork, the shading itself is done in a different way, and I'm just really excited where they can take the story. Honestly, I don't care so much about the story. Of course I care about the story. I want them to add new stuff to the lore. But I don't really care where they take the story just because I'm truly...
Wouldn't it be old stuff, technically?
Yeah, technically, yeah. I'm really interested in the new animation and how it bridges the gap between Z and Super. And it is a Dragon Ball Super movie. It's not a Dragon Ball Z movie. We got two of those. Dragon Ball Z's done. This is the first Dragon Ball Super movie. I don't know. I'm really excited for that. And beyond that, we're still awaiting new information for the Resident Evil 2 remake, which, if you guys played the remake of the first one, 70% of the game was the same, but the graphics were incredibly updated from PS1 to GameCube times, and they added 30% more and changed stuff, and I want to know what they're going to do with 2.
I kind of hope they don't add a lot more story, because 2 had a pretty lengthy story comparatively to the first one.
That's true. 2 definitely did
better voice acting and better dialogue. Well, but the story, I hope they keep it the same.
The first game was relatively the same between whether you chose Jill or Chris. It panned out the same. Resident Evil 2, the story was different between Leon and Claire, and you had to play both. on the hardest difficulty, beat them both, and to get the final ending. I want to know if they're going to bring Matthew Mercer back to voice Leon, or if they're going to cast someone else, because Leon's supposed to be 22 at the time. Are they going to get someone with a younger voice that sounds like the original Leon, Paul something?
Yeah, but he's a voice actor. Couldn't he just sound younger?
I'm hoping he can. If Matthew Mercer can do it, I would love the consistency. I would like to have that
I would love to hear it
continuity.
because of how much work he's done since then. How much better
Since
voice
Resident Evil
acting
6,
could
you mean,
actually
or
be.
since the Resident Evil 2 when the original guy did it?
Since 6.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
that came out in 12 or 13.
2012 was when Resident Evil 6 came out, yes. And
And
honestly,
he's been in so much more stuff.
well, not only that, when you played Resident Evil 6, you couldn't tell it was not the same voice actor from Resident Evil 4, whose ironically name was Paul Mercer. I thought it was the same actor. I looked it up just because, again, Resident Evil fan, found out it was a different guy and was heavily surprised. So if he can bridge the gap, if he can do the early Leon, and make it seem to where it will flow. If I can play Resident Evil 2, 4, 6, and notice no change except some aging, that will be continuity boner out the window.
Who did it in Dark Side Chronicles?
Darkside Chronicles was what's his name? Fuck.
Wasn't it Matthew something?
No, it was Give me one moment. Dave Wittenberg. He famous for voicing Kakashi in the Naruto series. If you ever watched the Ninja Warrior TV show, not the American one, but the Japanese one, he was the English narrator for what the Japanese commentators were saying. Dave Wittenberg played Leon in Resident Evil and Darkside Chronicles. Dave Wittenberg is one of my favorite voice actors. He doesn't do a lot now, to my knowledge, but I could be wrong. I haven't followed him in a while. But man, when I was getting into Naruto when I was 13, 14 years old, Dave Wittenberg was like my top tier. Oh man, this guy is voice acting.
See, I'm really hoping they do another CG movie.
Because originally the CG movies were announced as just a trilogy, and we did get Resident Evil Vendetta to round it out, but man,
And Vendetta was fucking amazing.
They need to continue the CG stuff. Because first of all, the CG stuff is canon, unlike those shitty-ass live-action movies. And I think having canon stuff that you can just sit there and watch and get more story. Don't get me wrong, I love playing the games, but the games are something I invest in. I want to spend a lot of time on. If I just want to chill out on my couch, smoke some hookah, eat whatever shitty greasy food I'm eating, and watch a zombie movie, my go-to zombie movies are going to be the Resident Evil CGI ones. And a lot of people might say that's blasphemy. You got 28 days later.
I don't see how anyone would say it's blasphemy. Blasphemy is watching Mila Jovovich be naked for no fucking reason.
I'm pretty sure it's in her contract.
It has to be in her fucking contract.
Because she was also naked in that Bruce Willis movie.
Paul W.S. Anderson wanting to fucking flaunt what he's got, even though it's not that attractive.
And first of all, yeah, it's not. And here's I like her as an actress. I'm not knocking Mila Jovovich. I do think the character of Alice is a complete slap in the face to everything that Resident Evil is about. Because Resident Evil is about normal ass humans surviving insane.
Do you think that's why they took her powers away in the 5th one?
If that's the reason they did, because I actually did not. The 6th one was the last one, wasn't it? Live action wise,
yeah.
I still haven't seen that one just because I just didn't care. The 5th one was the one where it takes place in China, if I remember right.
Yes.
The one that actually did have Leon, and that was a good movie. I did enjoy that one for being a live action Resident Evil.
And they took her powers away. She wasn't.
Yeah, that's right.
Doing a lot of crazy shit.
And for the majority of the movie, it was her running from shit. But no, Resident Evil is about normal humans overcoming insurmountable odds, and the character of Alice took that away. That's something that the CGI films still hold true. And honestly, if they do another CGI movie, they can tie it into 7 with the Ethan character, who's to this day whose face we've never fucking seen. I mean, hell, there's a YouTube series called Boundary Break.
He doesn't even have an animated face, does he?
Yeah, exactly. What Boundary Break does is he basically takes
it frees up the camera.
Yeah, exactly. He frees up the camera and moves it wherever he wants, and there's literally no head to your character. He frees up the camera, moves it to where it would be a view of you looking at your avatar, and there's not even a head there.
Well, it could be doing it the way it does in Subnautica. In Subnautica, when you do the free cam, your head pops off, basically. So when you turn around and look at your character, there's no head.
Really?
but it's like your head floating around because your head is the camera.
That's possible. Regardless, you still know what Ethan's face looks like, and I can imagine after the events of Resident Evil 7, that especially with Chris
It
rescuing
looks
him
traumatized.
with Chris rescuing him at the end, I can imagine that Ethan, for the sake of his girlfriend or wife or whatever she was, wants to get out on some of this fucking biohazard hunting action, and I want to know more about this guy. You and I stay up all night and beat Resident Evil 7 together. It wasn't a terribly long game. We beat it in like 6 or 8 hours, but I was very, very drawn to Resident Evil 7. It was the step in the right direction. It merged the original.
The kick in the pants the series needed.
It really fucking was, and if we can just get back to that, I'll be happy with Resident Evil.
Even their first foray aside from Dead Aim, and the Wii games, their first real foray into a good first-person shooter.
Right.
Because there's Resident Evil, Dead Aim, Survivor, and Umbrella and Darkside Chronicles, right?
Those
are all the first-person shooters.
Umbrella and Darkside Chronicles are great, but they're on-rail shooters. They're kind of in their own class, but they are fantastic. Dead Aim is only, I call it pseudo first person, because you're third person when you're playing, and you're only first person when you go into any sort of combat. But anyway, guys, we're out of time. We appreciate you listening, and by all means, please like, comment, subscribe. Check out our Let's Play videos when we're actually drunk and making stupid commentary. It's much louder and funnier than this. And you just have a great rest of your day, all right? Or great rest
See you
of your
later,
night.
everybody.